All right, now I don't know about you, but a big part of my childhood was getting hurt on a daily basis. Over the years, I've suffered many a childhood injury because, well, I was a stupid little kid that made stupid decisions. But I'm sure I'm not the only one, right? I mean, we've all attempted to bunny hop over one of our friends before, out in the middle of the street, you know, for fun, right? Remember? Well, today, in honor of being a stupid little kid, I'd like to go over 3 prominent injuries that I suffered as a child in no particular order. Number 1. All right, now if you guys weren't sliding down your stairs with a sleeping bag when you were a kid, I don't know what the fuck you were doing with your life. To me as a child, there was no cheaper adrenaline rush than going 0 to 60 down 14 steps in your living room. And sure, I'd get hurt. I'd get hurt all the time. But it didn't matter because that fucking staircase would call out to me all the time. Hey, you little 8-year-old bitch. I bet you can't slide down my ass with your fucking Steve Urkel sleeping bag. Oh, bitch-ass stairs, I'm not afraid of you. You're on. Ah, my pelvis! Now, sliding down the stairs with a sleeping bag is all well and fine, but if you were a real motherfucker, you went down the stairs in a laundry basket like a fucking professional. Now, I've only attempted this feat one time in my childhood, and that was with my dumbass friend Michael at his house. And keep in mind, we did this shit for fun. We did not do this on a dare. There was no money involved. There was no fucking camera crew there recording us. Hi, I'm Tyler from Brewstewfilms. Welcome to Jackass. Nope, just 2 kids, a laundry basket, and a dream. That's all we needed. I mean, we did have adult supervision, all right? We weren't complete maniacs. We had fucking Michael's drunk-ass stepdad passed out in the living room. It'll be fine. And in our heads, this little stunt was gonna work flawlessly. We were gonna maneuver this Kmart laundry basket down a flight of steps, maybe do a fucking victory wheelie on the bottom landing, then probably pop champagne bottles in the winner's circle of the goddamn laundry basket classic. But instead of that happening, well, something like this happened instead. We crash onto the landing like we're on the ass end of a Home Alone booby trap. The laundry basket explodes on impact. Michael's stepdad wakes up and he's like, "Oh shit, are you boys all right? Somebody call 911. Nah, just kidding, that didn't happen. His ass was so drunk he didn't even fucking wake up when we fell down the stairs. Piss off, officer, I'm fine, I only had 2 beers. But if he had woken up, he would have woken up to the scene of 2 broken children at the bottom of a staircase. Not only did I bite the shit out of my tongue on the way down, but I fucked my right shoulder up 6 different ways to Sunday. Now, did I dislocate my shoulder? Did I possibly break my clavicle in half? I have no idea, because I didn't tell anybody about it afterwards. All I know is that my shoulder fucking hurt for multiple months afterwards, and I lost a good 12 miles an hour off my Little League fastball. Hell, even today as an adult, if I wipe my ass too quickly on the toilet, I get a sharp pain in between my fucking shoulder blades. Goddamn laundry basket bullshit! But hey, whatever. No severe damage done, I guess. Kids will be kids, right? Kids will be kids.
Number 2.
Well, if slinging yourself down the family staircase isn't your idea of fun, well, let me tell you about another little stunt that we would do as kids. And this little stunt involved a skateboard and a bike with pegs. And what we like to do as children is somebody would ride the bike as fast as they could, while another kid sat on a skateboard and held onto the pegs for dear life and tried their best not to eat shit on the fucking asphalt. Yeah, what a rootin' tootin' time that was, huh? This was a goddamn game that we played all the time. It was a game that we called Hang On to the Pegs Until You Die game. And of course, we didn't have any helmets or knee pads or fucking adult supervision. I mean, aside from the neighbors watching us through their window and shit. Oh, honey, come here, quick! There's a bunch of dirty little kids doing Evel Knievel shit out in the street. Well, on one particular day, while we were outside playing the Hang On to the Pegs Until You Die game, or Hot Peg, if you will, I was determined to set our all-time neighborhood record. Now, what that record was, I have no idea. I don't know if it was distance or time spent on the skateboard or whatever the fuck. All I know is I was like, y'all better save your pennies for that big-ass holographic Guinness Book of World Records, because I'm about to be on the cover of that bitch. Now, my friend David was the one that was on the bike during this little fiasco, and I don't know if he was just feeling ambitious or if he just skipped his fucking Ritalin that day or what, but his ass started pedaling like he just robbed a goddamn liquor store at knife point. The skateboard starts shaking. It's doing that death rattle thing that happens when you're going way too fucking fast on a skateboard. You could hear a goddamn sonic boom echo out throughout the neighborhood and shit. The entire time I'm like, David, stop! Stop, David! Stop the goddamn bike! I'm gonna fucking die! But David on that day did not stop. Because David apparently was trying to break the goddamn land speed record on a fucking Huffy BMX bike. Well, next thing you know, the skateboard hits a pebble out in the middle of the street, and I go skittering throughout the road like a fucking poorly animated cartoon. Now, I don't know if you've ever slid to a stop on asphalt using nothing but your face and hands before, but it's not as fun as it sounds. One side of my face was completely scraped up, covered in road rash, but the palms of my hands were even worse because, well, I didn't have any fucking palms in my hands anymore. They were lying 14 feet behind me in the middle of a fucking street. Now, it's worth noting that this all happened just a few days prior to school picture day. Well, you can bet your ass that year, I didn't even fucking go to picture day. To hell with that, what's the point? I'm gonna have my picture taken when I look like the fucking district attorney of Gotham City, for fuck's sake? No thank you. But hey, whatever. No severe damage done. Kids will be kids and all that shit, right?
Number 3.
Alright, now this last childhood injury happened a very long time ago. It was way back when my dad would take me with him to go play pickup basketball games at the park. Yeah, that's right, back in the day, my dad was basically fucking Woody Harrelson's ass in the movie White Men Can't Jump. What a time to be alive. Well, while him and Wesley Snipes would be on the court hustling the shit out of people for money, my little ass would be hanging out in the playground. And it was during one of these sessions on the playground, where I was on top of the jungle gym doing kid shit, minding my own business, when all of a sudden some punk-ass kid from down below starts talking shit to me. Hey, you up there. You're a fucking fart knocker. How do you like that shit? Now, at first, I was just confused, because I had no idea who this kid was, or why he was throwing out unsolicited fart knocker insults all willy-nilly. But this little freckled fuck just kept going on and on and on. Yeah, I'm talking to you, you dick toucher. You like to touch all the gross dicks, don't you? So I lean over the railing and look down, and I'm like, hey, motherfucker, the only dick I touch is my own, you piece of shit. Or whatever the hell I said. Look, I don't have the exact transcript of this conversation, all right? It doesn't matter what was said. What matters is, 5 seconds later, I lean a little too far forward, and I accidentally fling myself over the railing. So I plummet 15 feet to the ground, and I cracked the back of my head so hard that I swear I forgot what the fuck my middle name was. Well, that little freckled piece of shit thinks I just died on impact, so he's like, sorry I said all those things about you touching dick. See you later. Now look, I'm not gonna lie here. After falling and cracking my head on the ground, I cried like a little schoolboy bitch. Now, thank God my dad was right there, fucking on the whole other side of the park, still playing basketball, so he didn't hear me crying like a big fucking wussy crybaby. I eventually calmed down, and it's pretty apparent that I sustained a head injury of some sort. There's a pretty significant ringing going on in my ears. The outside is all of a sudden a lot brighter than I remember it being. Now, did I suffer a concussion of some sort? Did I possibly fracture my fucking skull? I have no idea, because I didn't tell anybody afterwards. Naturally. All I know is that I got in the car to go home that day, and I just pretended that nothing even happened. Boy, I sure hustled the shit out of those guys. How was the playground? Did you have fun? Playground? What's a playground? What the fuck is my middle name? But hey, whatever. Kids will be kids. No big deal. I was fine. Who cares if I had to fucking relearn how to write my name in cursive? I figured it out. It's not a big deal. So there you have it. There's 3 childhood injuries that stand out in my mind. And if you guys like this video, well, guess what? I could probably make 2 or 3 more cartoons on the same subject because I fucked myself up on a regular basis as a kid. The end. All right, childhood injuries, part 2. Now, if you haven't seen my first episode on this subject, well, long story short, I've screwed myself up many a time as a stupid little kid in the 90s. So today, I'd like to talk about 3 more childhood injuries that I sustained because what the hell, I was a big stupid idiot back then. All right, here we go.
Number 1.
Now, this first story took place back when we would wrestle in the front yards as kids. Surprise, surprise. And on this particular day, I'm wrestling my friend Michael. Now, Michael was not my favorite person to wrestle because he was a dirty-ass fighter. He was notorious for, like, kicking people in the balls when they weren't looking. If you had him in, like, a chokehold of some sort, he'd, like, lick your fucking forearm and shit. Sick, Michael, what the hell? Well, on this particular day, instead of having like our normal run-of-the-mill wrestling match, my friend David decides to drag a fucking 10-foot ladder out of his garage, and we're gonna have ourselves a little ladder match in his front yard. Yeah, what the hell did you guys do for fun as kids? Play duck, duck, goose like a bunch of pussies? Yeah, well, we had fucking ladder matches in the front yard on a Tuesday at 4:30 in the afternoon. No big deal, it's fine. It was normal back then. Now, the whole point of a ladder match is for you to beat the hell out of your friend to such a degree that you're able to scale a ladder and grab a styrofoam championship belt that you got at Kmart. If you did that, you were the champion of the front yard, you won. So me and Michael are out there wrestling, and by wrestling, I mean we're having a fucking fist fight on a ladder. I end up kicking Michael in the teeth, He falls to the ground and explodes on impact, and lo and behold, I'm at the top of the ladder, hoisting that Kmart Specialty Championship belt above my head, and that's it. The match is over. I won. Or so I thought, that is, because that's when Michael's salty ass decides to do a haphazard missile dropkick, and next thing you know, I'm plummeting off the tippity top of the ladder. Now, out of all the things you would not want to land on when you're falling off a ladder, I'd say the top of a fucking picket fence is pretty high up on the list. I fall crotch first on all the pointy parts of this picket fence, and I don't want to say that the fence went up my asshole, but the fence kind of went up my asshole. In fact, it kind of totally wrecked my whole nether region down there. There's fucking blood everywhere. I'm not gonna get into graphic detail, but it was fucked up, all right? That's all you gotta know. Now, was Michael remorseful that he almost murdered me with a picket fence? Well, probably not, considering he just walks over, fucking farts on me, and then he just goes home. That was it. All right, I'm done here. Fuck you guys and your stupid ladder matches. I'm going home to watch Animaniacs. But hey, at least I got that sweet, sweet styrofoam Kmart Championship belt. That was completely worth it, right? No, probably not. Oh, well, what the hell.
Number 2.
All right, now this next story takes place back in my baseball days, and I'm over there standing on second base, looking at my coach over at third, who's standing there doing the fucking Macarena, which was our team's signal to steal third base. So I start running my little ass off like I just robbed a fucking Pet Supplies Plus. But what I didn't realize at the time was the other team's catcher was massive as hell. I don't know what year was on this kid's birth certificate or how many of his own kids were in the stands that day watching him play, but this big motherfucker threw that ball down to third base. I slide head first, and that ball hits me square right in the fucking eyeball. Within 30 seconds, my eyeball swells shut like I just lost a split decision with Apollo Creed and shit. My coach is standing there like, right, way to use your head there. You're okay, right? Rub some dirt in it, you pussy. We got a game to win. Now, you'd think that after getting pelted in the eyeball with a baseball, I'd be done for the game, right? Well, you gotta remember this was like 20 years ago when nobody gave a shit about little kids. So my little ass stayed in the game. The next inning, I go into bat, and my depth perception is completely fucked at this point. The pitcher goes to throw the ball, and I don't even see the fucking pitch. Well, next thing you know, I get drilled right in the fucking neck. And I collapse on the ground like I just got shot by a rifle. Now, if you've never been decapitated by a fastball before as a kid, well, here's what happens next. First, there's a collective Jesus Christ from everybody in the stands. Jesus Christ! Then your coach yells down something along the lines of, "Hey, all right, that's as good as a base hit. Walk it off now, you're all right. Rub some dirt in it, you pussy. We got a baseball game to win." And then everybody on the planet takes a knee as they watch you hobble your broken ass down to first base. But hey, at least we won the baseball game, right? No, we didn't win the baseball game. In fact, we might have gotten mercy that game and it was completely fucking pointless. Oh well, what the fuck.
Number 3.
Okie dokie. Now, this last incident occurred while I was hanging out at my cousin David's house. And on this particular day, we were playing a little video game called Driver for the Sony PlayStation. Now, if you've never played Driver for the Sony PlayStation before, well, join the fucking club, because technically, I've never played it either. I mean, I've played the opening bullshit tutorial where you're stuck in a parking garage and you gotta do all these fucking car maneuvers within 60 seconds. I've played that part over and over and over again. You know why? Because it's impossible to get out of that goddamn thing. All this shit within 60 seconds? What the fuck is a slalom? Anybody have an idea? Well, not 9-year-old me and David, that's for sure. Well, after 45 minutes of us just getting our dicks slammed in a car door from Driver for the Sony PlayStation, we decide to head on down to the local library, because at the local library, they got these magical internet boxes where you can go on
CheatCodeCentral.com
and you can find cheat codes for all sorts of video games. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to find a cheat code to get out of that godforsaken fucking parking garage and Driver for the Sony PlayStation. So we headed to David's garage to get some bikes, and David had 2 bikes at this time in his life. One was his sweet-ass orange mongoose, and the other was a broken-ass bike that had no pedals on it. Now, you might be sitting there watching this like, a bike with no pedals? How the hell do you ride a bike with no pedals on it? Oh, well, it's easy. All you gotta do is tie it up to the ass end of David's bike with a jump rope, and then you can have David Napoleon Dynamite your ass throughout the neighborhood like a complete fucking idiot. So there we are with our shitty man-made tandem bike from hell. David's pulling me along. My life is completely in his hands. I gotta mimic every fucking move he makes, or else I'm gonna screw myself up 6 ways to Sunday. Somehow, we flawlessly make it all the way to the library parking lot, but that, of course, is where we encounter this big-ass fucking light post. Now, this all happened in a split second, but what happens next is David decides to go right of the light post, I decide to go left of the light post, and the jump rope stays right in the fucking middle. Well, since I'm about 50 pounds lighter than David's ass, I fling myself over the handlebars, I soar through the air like a goddamn Ninja Turtle, and then I scutter throughout the library parking lot like a fucking poorly animated cartoon character. Meanwhile, David is completely oblivious, fucking dragging a 10-speed behind him and shit. He finally stops and looks back, and he sees me in a bloody heap on the tarmac, and he doesn't even know what the hell happened. What the? Did you get assassinated? Did somebody shoot you with a rifle? What the fuck happened? And the only thing I can manage to mutter out is fucking light post David, god damn it. But hey, at least we got that cheat code to get out of the parking garage for a driver for the Sony PlayStation, right? Oh, that's right, there is no fucking cheat code to get out of the parking garage for a driver for the Sony PlayStation. Doesn't that just suck ass? Oh well, what the fuck? Who cares? So there you have it. Those are 3 more childhood injuries that I suffered as a kid. If you'd like to hear more of these stories about me getting hurt, well, let me know down in the comments. Or don't. I'm not your dad. I can't tell you what to do. The end.